In the self-justice system, lack of awareness-based offenses are considered a special heinous. In Chicago City, the dedicated dudes that investigate these vicious, unmindful felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Accountability Unit. These are their stories.
23andMe and other genealogy collection services. As with anything in life, there will be pros in addition to the opposite effect of cons. We'll discuss in depth the latter. And we'll also discuss the weighing of all avenues of information and how integral it is in decision making. The discussion is about genealogy and the collection of specimens to discover family lineage and acquire pertinent medical information to serve as the canary in the coal mine for possible illnesses in attempts to foresee and avoid severe medical conditions. And as incredible as that may sound on the surface, I also have to highlight the business side for what sometimes leads to forms of corruption and willful ignorance, which is far worse than self deprecation. I have never fully trusted doctors, as more than a few made attempts to give unnecessary medications and experimental drugs. I find it idiotic to pay and submit personal genealogy information just to be led astray for profit. It's like it's like paying to be defrauded. And I see it on a wide scale, wide range scale. That's the topic of this talk. I'm not a medical professional and do not speak for such. However, I am bright enough to foresee possible avenues to get taken advantage of by companies that seem to serve a greater good, such as 23andMe, Ancestry, etc. I remember conversing with a male cousin who mentioned, like many others, having their ancestry researched. I opposed it then as I do now. It's not that I don't care about my true history, it's the corrupt minded folks that concern me, especially in businesses. And immediately after the conversation regarding paying to be scammed on so called family history sites, another article about the Ancestry site information that had been hacked and or compromised that really piqued my inner conspiracist. It confirmed the red flag beacon within the advertisement of said sites that I saw. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I saw it. On your screen is a Reddit post regarding the subject matter. And later we'll discuss another red flag of specimen collection. The post reads, "What's the best slash safest genealogy service? I really want to explore who my ancestors were. However, I'm worried about the security of my DNA. Does anyone have any that they recommend?" Our reply stated, "First, you can do genealogy without DNA testing. I recommend starting with FamilySearch.org and seeing what you find. You can then also use Ancestry through your local library." It also states in parentheses to check for online access if they're still closed, which meaning this came out around the pandemic. It continues, "All of that is free and doesn't require any DNA. If you still want to do a DNA test, we generally recommend that you start with Ancestry. You can then take your results and upload them to other sites like MyHeritage and Family Tree DNA. Sometimes they have specials where you can do it for free, it reads. All three of these sites are considered secure and haven't been lax with law enforcement requests. It continues, a lot of people also like to upload to GEDmatch, which allows you to do some more sophisticated analysis that isn't possible at Ancestry. But they've been the subject of a lot of controversy regarding some law enforcement searches where GEDmatch didn't follow their stated policy. Following that, many people opted to remove their data from GEDmatch. They've since been acquired by an investment company, and their policies may have changed. Do some research on them if these issues are a concern to you. And that brings home precisely what my prelude alluded to, that people are paying to get scammed or paying to have their information leaked. There's a large implications behind DNA and what could be done with it. And we will see more stories of it, especially now that AI has been kicked into high gear. But let's get to the main topic of the video, and that's 23andMe. As you can see by the article date of March 28th, 2025 at 6:07 a.m., 23andMe says it won permission from a judge to sell customers' medical and ancestry data. Here's how to delete yours by Stuart Deals. Now, why would 23andMe need permission to sell customers' medical and ancestry data? Why would you want to sell that? I'll leave you, the listeners, that question for you to ponder and come up with your own reasoning why a company that collects medical and ancestry data needs the permission of the courts to defraud you, to sell your information. Why would you want to be a part of that? See, this again alludes to my prelude of submitting to be a sucker. But that's what it boils down to. Let's just call it what it is. The article continues, bankrupt 23andMe will be allowed to sell customers' genetic data to other companies. The company claims its security measures surrounding the data will remain in place, but its privacy policy says it can change those procedures at any time. 23andMe customers do have a way to delete their genetic and ancestral data, however, and you honestly believe that they're going to allow you to take your information, it's your information, out of their website that you willingly put on there and paid to put on there, and take money out of their pockets that they're planning on selling. You really believe that? Because if you do, I have a bridge, a bunker, and a UFO to sell you. It continues, a U.S. bankruptcy judge ruled DNA testing company 23andMe, which filed for bankruptcy Sunday, has the right to sell customers' medical and ancestry data to potential bidders. Offers will be due by Monday. Offers will be due by May 7th, and a final hearing will be held in June. Now, I mean, need I say more? Need I say more? Listen, you do what it is that you think you need to do for what it is that you want to do, but understand something about society and understand something about life. The pros and cons of it all, and not being stuck on stupid, not being led to slaughter. And I'm aware that some of us, a lot of us, and I say us, I mean humans, being human, like to be taken advantage of. Because that means they don't have to think or do things for themselves. Don't be them.
I know something you don't. I know something you will never know.